Thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this event this afternoon. As I've been introduced, my name is Geoffrey Mwambe. I'm the Executive Director of Tanzania Investment Center. I'm happy that we've had some time to discuss and prepare for this event. It's very critical, and Sweden has been a very good partner of Tanzania, and TIC, we've been working very closely with our His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Sla of Stockholm, but also the Ambassador of Sweden to Tanzania, in trying to work together and attract investments to flow, especially from Sweden to Tanzania. Tanzania Investment Center was established in 1997, and it replaced the former Investment Promotion Center, IPC, which was established in 1990 under the National Investment Promotion and Protection Code, or Act of 1990, as a result of the very dramatic policy change that we adopted since 1986, when we adopted the Structural Adjustment Program, and then we adopted the Economic Recovery Programs 1 and 2, and liberalized our balance of payment, especially the current account and capital and financial accounts later. Now, we recognize the importance of the private sector as a country, and we decided to move from the command economy to market economy and invite private sector to come in and do what the government could not do it effectively and efficiently, and this is production and distribution of goods and services. And it is from that spirit that the government decided to remain as a facilitator to provide the support services to the investment. And since then, and especially since 1990, Sweden has been able to come and partner with us in developing the private sector in Tanzania. And until December last year, Sweden has been able to invest here in Tanzania to the tune of US dollars 834.42 million US dollars, with 113 projects in different sectors. And the leading sector of Sweden here in Tanzania is tourism, with 32 projects registered with us at the Tanzania Investment Center. But also, Sweden is very active in the manufacturing, with 24 projects registered, and also in transportation, the topic that we're going to discuss later in the next panel. Sweden has been able to invest in 23 different projects and many other projects, and making a total of 113 projects. As a country, we understand that we need investment. We need investment because, first, we have limited saving level as a country because of the per capita income of the country. We are still a developing country, so we don't have that much needed funds to keep them in time deposit for them to be rechanneled or redirected into investment. But also we need expertise and skills in the management and technical areas. So we need to interact with the rest of the world as well. And we believe that it is through that interaction and experience sharing that Tanzania can also forge a way forward in terms of improving both infrastructural and well-being of our people. It is very critical in the government. We understand that we've been passing through this message squarely in our government meetings, that we have around 9.5% unemployment rate in Tanzania, which is projected to be registered this year. That unemployment cannot be addressed by government job openings. Government is just a facilitator. To have an effective economy, you need to have most of your population engage in direct production and distribution of goods and services, and not providing support services. And therefore, it is the private sector which is expected in any dynamic economy to create jobs for the people, especially for the youth. And for us, we are about 55 million population as Tanzania, and the government can only employ up to 700,000 people, and the active working population is around 22, 23 million population of 18 years and above of age. So we need very strong private sector to be able to absorb, to create opportunities to absorb these youth. And through that employment, we're going to assist, to help the 22 million population to be able to earn the incomes. And that income will be paid for the personal income tax, which is popular in Tanzania as payee, but also the money that one is going to be remained with, which is disposable income, you use it to buy goods and services to cater for your necessities. And through purchase of goods and services, you'll be able to pay indirect taxes or consumption taxes and contribute indirect to the national budget. So you can appreciate that the big number of your own population engaged in different occupations, especially employment. It means you broaden your tax base indirectly. And also to save for foreign exchange by producing goods and services which you normally import and pay for the import bill. So you can technically substitute the import of the country. But also we need to increase the level of service provision in our countries. It's very, very critical that services form a large part in the both public and private sector businesses or operations. So the improved services would effectively increase productivity, but also reduce costs and be efficient. Now, Tanzania Investment Center have been attracting investment in various sectors. As a developing country, we need investment in almost every sector. Almost every sector. Of course, the 5-year development plan 2 that we adopted in 2016 itemized some few sectors of priority, but not limited to only those sectors. It's just the priority sectors, because we need to have the phased approach to promote our investment. So we know almost 94% of our pharmaceuticals and medical equipment are imported. So that's a huge market. It's 94%. See, they're imported. But also the edible oil, about 84 up to 86% is imported. So palm oil from Indonesia, from Malaysia. But we have arable land, which is suitable for agriculture, of around 44 million hectares, which are still unfarmed. So we can still satisfy our own market through encouragement of local production. But we have our cotton to clothing strategy, that we grow and produce cotton in the country. But I think everyone you see here in the room from Tanzania is dressed with a foreign-made, clothing. But we need to do that here in Tanzania. So we've not been able to adequately address that value chain in the cotton to clothing strategy. But we've been talking about the previous discussion here. To us, urbanization is closely attached to agriculture. The rural settings seem to have only one kind of economic activity, which is farming. And from farming, you go direct to the market. And as Tanzania said, no, can't we, create an environment where there should be some intervention in the middle between farming and the market, and that's industrialization, whereby the industries will be the immediate market for the crops from the farms being processed and get many more products, which is diversified, for diversified market, instead of depending only one market because we have only one cash crop. So we're attracting also agro-processing in almost all the fields. We have potential of producing massive cashew nuts up to the current production capacity is around 300,000 tons per year. But also we have the potential to process coffee fully here, but also to process livestock and the products which are associated with livestock, dairy, leather, skin and leather, and the edible oil that I talked about. So we have huge potential in agro-processing. And also Tanzania is blessed to be strategically located on the Indian Ocean, and we have direct access to the Asian market, but also we can provide a good entry, and we also provide international gateway for about 7 countries, for which it is very important. And I believe that our presence in the East African community as the founders, since the former East African community, which started in 1967 to 1977, then we unceremoniously collapsed. Then we decided to re-establish the community in 1999, and effectively came into force in 2010. We thought that we could use this platform as one market which can entice investors to be able to see not only Tanzania, not only Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and South Sudan, but the 6 countries coming together with 162 million population, which is a big market. But also we are the founding members of SADC, from the former SADC of the coordination committee during liberation struggle until when we changed it in 1993 to be development focused, the new SADC, which creates a market of about 450 million population. So for the market-seeking investments, you have a total access of SADC and EAC. But also we are enjoying the quota-free, duty-free access to the American market through African Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA. And also we have the Indian Ocean Rim, and of course our traditional market, Europe, of the 27 countries, under everything but arms arrangement. Therefore, I would like to invite the Swedish friends, but also Tanzanians and East African colleagues to still, work with us, and TAC is very much open to work with you, to show you the doors and to facilitate you to establish your business in Tanzania and especially if you have an investment project, which we can both realize the benefits. So I'd like to thank you so much for this time.